Hi everyone, this is Charmander, and in this video, I'm going to be covering the low spend infantry strategy guide for players who are infantry main but wants to be in the low spend tier. Before you watch this video, make sure that you've already seen my ultimate guide to succeeding as a low spend player and the ultimate guide to progressing in Doomsday Last Survivor from early to mid to late game to give you a baseline on how to progress your account in this game. Other important videos to watch for infantry main players is the infantry field hero pairs and the updated infantry hero tier list. This is a realistic hero guide for low spend infantry player. This means you're most likely going to be a field focused player, but in the long run, you might also become the backup rally or the backup garrison captain. And of course, you would be able to do counter rally as well. A lot of this will depend on how well you develop your armaments and your workshop. Now, since you're going to be a low spend infantry main player, you're definitely going to have to buy gold from the gold store, as you can get more value for your money. For example, the gold monthly pass costs $19.99 US dollars, but instead of getting, let's say, $20, you're actually going to get 1,999 gold upon making this purchase, which is equivalent to $19.99. But as an added bonus, over the next 30 days, you're going to be earning 70 gold per day for a grand total of 2,100 extra gold or $21. So if you add that with the 1,999 gold that you get right off the bat, and also the rest of the gold that you get over a period of 30 days, you're actually going to get 4,099 gold, which is equivalent to $40.99. So you essentially more than double the $20 that you spent, and you now have double the purchasing power, which is a really smart thing to do. The next thing that you need to buy as a low spend player is the gold weekly pass. For the gold weekly pass, it's going to cost you $1.99 per week, and upon making this purchase, you're going to get 199 gold, which is equivalent to $1.99. You're also going to get 210 gold over 7 days because you're going to get 30 gold per day. So this is a grand total of 409 gold over a period of 7 days, which is equivalent to $4.09. If you multiply that by 4, which is going to be 4 weeks, then it's going to be 1,636 gold or $16.36. So for the price of roughly $8 per month, you're actually going to get a little over $16 worth of gold. So you double the value of the money you spent to buy the gold. So by spending $27.95 per month on the monthly gold pass and the weekly gold pass, you're actually going to get $57.35 worth of value, which is essentially doubling your money. So this is the smart way for you to approach low spend as a player. In this video, we're going to be covering all the important areas in order for you to become a strong, low-spend infantry player. We're going to start from the most important all the way to the least important, although still quite important. The most important thing in this game is to make sure that you pick the correct heroes. So we're going to be covering that first, followed by we're going to be covering armaments, which I would say is the second most important aspect of building up your account, followed by the workshop, and then the beasts, and then the equipment, refinement, and last but not least, the parts. I'll also be covering PvP events and what to do with your alliance gold. So with that being said, let's start with the heroes. And as an infantry low spend main, the heroes that you have to get first is definitely going to be Aileen, followed by Miyamoto. When it comes to saving up your resources to drop in Top Commander, the hero that you should focus on first is definitely going to be Boyd, who is one of the new heroes in this game for infantry players. The second hero that you want to get also from Top Commander is going to be Riven. Now for Riven, you can just get enough fragments for you to unlock her, and later on in the game, you could use your legendary hero fragments to level her up while you're saving Top Commander fragments for Boyd. Other great heroes for you to get is also Raigoro, which you can get for free in the police station. There's also Bianca, which you can get from the Value Lotto event. If you were playing this game during the Infantry collaboration event, Marco is definitely one of the best heroes for you to get and eventually power up. But if you did miss that event and you can't get Marco anymore, Tom is a good free alternative for you to get since he is available in the police station. Another good hero to get in your lineup eventually is going to be Lee, which you can get for free in the police station. There is also Adat, who is now an older hero, but she is still the fastest infantry hero in the game, and for that purpose alone, she still has her utility from the purpose of doing hit and runs. Last but not least, there is also Claude, who will definitely make your team very strong once you have played this game long enough and you are running multiple squads in the field. At the moment, he is not free. Well, technically, you can get him for free if you get lucky, but at this time, you do have to pay to get him unless you're absolutely super lucky and you get him in your first roll during the event that he's being offered right now. But I do think they will eventually offer him for free in exchange for gems. So when that happens, you can also get him through that method. You also want to make sure that you get to VIP 13 as fast as possible so that you can get 3 legendary hero fragments per day. So during the gem rebate event, it's very important that you drop your gems during that event to get a total of 30 free legendary hero fragments while pushing towards getting closer to VIP 13. As far as making a purchase in this game, the first thing that you definitely want to make a purchase on is going to be the Super Monthly Pass. This costs $9.99 US dollars or $4.99 US dollars for your first month because they usually discount it for you for your first month. And you also want to get the 30-day Gem Pass, which costs $4.99 US dollars. So in total, both of those will cost you $14.98 US dollars per month or 1,498 gold. This will help you push to get your T6 faster as you'll be able to power up your battle center by purchasing the victory badges. And T6 does make a big difference, so it's definitely one of the goals that you want to have in this game. By purchasing both those packs that I mentioned earlier, you will be left with $42.40 worth of gold or 4,240 gold. Unlike the free-to-play infantry players, you can actually work towards putting together a decent lineup of proper infantry troops instead of a weird mismatch of a bunch of random heroes. Here are some of the best infantry hero pairs that you can put together in this game, with the strongest being Aileen and Miyamoto for the purpose of doing field battles. Other important pairs for you to strive to get would also include a combination of Boyd and Aileen together, because if you are fighting in a battle royal style kind of fight instead of hit and run field battles, then for a pure damage perspective, these two combination is going to deal more damage than Aileen and Miyamoto together. Other good combination for you to put together as well would be Boyd and Riven, which would be decent in the field as well as for the purpose of doing garrison as well. For a budget garrison, other good pairs for you to put together, especially earlier on or mid-game, would be a combination of Raguro and Riven together. If you were able to get Marco during the collaboration event, he is definitely an excellent hero to use, and his best partner would definitely be Claude for the purpose of buffing and debuffing. If you did miss getting Marco, a budget pairing you can do in the future could be Tom, who is for free in the police station, and he is quite a defensive hero as well, which will allow Claude to last longer in battle, allowing Claude to buff your team and debuff the enemy. A combination of Aileen and Adat would also be okay, because this would be a very, very fast infantry build, allowing you to run around in the field, hit and run your enemies, so Adat is not completely obsolete yet in this game. As far as your rider and ranged troops go, you'll be using them to fill the Alliance Garrison and the Alliance Rally for you to earn extra points while helping your Alliance win PvP events. The next thing we're going to cover are armaments, and we're going to start off with a weapon, and I would say the Spike Shotgun and the Rhino Gun Shield are both good options. So definitely break down your armaments that you're not using and make a purchase in the armament shop for the gun fragment, or you can also go to the Journey store in Archipelago Raid to purchase the gun armament. For the helmet armaments, both the Stego Helm or the welding helmet are good options, and they are both available to get in the Bounty Roulette. For the vest, both the Viper chest rig and the reinforced armor are good options, and you can get this from the black market when it's available, as well as in the armament shop as well, using your metal shard. For the backpack, I would say the sturdy backpack is better because infantry usually lacks in attack, so this will provide you with that attack. And this is available to get in the black market, the Doomsday Vault, as well as the armament shop. Next, we're going to cover pants, and I would say that the stealth pants is the better option of the two, because if you look at the stealth pants closely, they have the squad counter damage, and squad counter damage is super important for infantry players. You can get the pants from the armament shop as well as in the arena store as well. For the shoes, I would say that the plated boots is the better option, again for the same reason as one of the armaments earlier, as it gives you infantry squad attack, which is lacking for infantry heroes. You can get the shoes from the armament shop as well as in the arena store as well. For the devices, the best one to get would be the IE augmenter that you can get from the seasonal shop with your DLS points. And with your DLS points, you only want to purchase the IE augmenter unless you have some extra ones, in which case you can purchase the golden nano coating as well. The nano purifier is a good one, but you don't want to use your DLS points in this. Instead, during events like Archipelago Raid, you can get it as a reward from Chainsaw Zombies and from completing the quests in that game. I do recommend you watch my video on Archipelago Raid to learn more about the items that you can get in that event. Your ultimate goal with armaments is to eventually get to 4 million plus just with regular gold armaments and having the correct hones in those individual pieces. You also want to save up your purple chips and use them during the honing challenge, and you want to save up between 300 to 550 of them to get some of the best rewards available in that event, which would be the red vials. The red vials is an item that you want to hone only on the golden devices, because if you hone them in the golden devices, you're able to get the device exclusive squad damage and squad damage reduction hones, which are some of the best hones available in this game. If you do get any superb armaments in this game, I recommend that you break them down and get the metal shard, because as a low spend player, you are not likely to finish any superb armaments in this game. Perhaps if you play long enough, you can finish the gun for free just from Archipelago Raid and Island Raid, but again, highly unlikely just because it's going to take you such a long time before you finally get there. You also want to make sure that you purchase the silver gift voucher every week, which is going to cost you $2.99 US per week or $11.96 US per month, which is a total of 1,196 gold per month. By making these purchases, you'll be left with $30.44 worth of gold or 3,044 gold. And your goal by buying these armaments is to get your alien and Miyamoto to have 6 gold armaments at 5-star as soon as possible, while building up a few purple 5-star armaments for your other heroes at the same time. The next most important thing in this game for low spend infantry main player would be the workshop. And for the workshop, you want to focus on powering up your engine mod kit as well as your light armor kit. If your alliance gives you free gold or you want to invest extra money on this, you can purchase the ultimate device, which is one of the best deals in this game for getting the T3 blueprints to level up your workshop. If you do well during the event, your alliance could also give you the legendary merit chest, which contains T3 blueprints. So do ask your alliance R4 and R5 on how you can qualify to get this. And usually if you do a good performance during PvP events, they're likely to give this to some of their players. As far as T2 blueprints goes, you can purchase this at the Raider Station, and for the cost of 3,000 bottle caps, it will give you 100 T2 blueprints, allowing you to unlock them in your workshop. And basically, that's how you're going to level up your range and your rider in your workshop, as they are not your main focus and you want to save up those T3 blueprints for what matters the most, which are the infantry attack and the infantry defense. Another great way and a huge advantage that low spend players will have over free to play players is the promotion called the customization contest. So you definitely want to buy the $5 one every month, which is going to cost you 499 gold per week or a total of $19.96 US per month or 1,996 gold. This will really power up your workshop really fast and really strong, and that's why low spend players has a huge massive advantage over free to play players. If you make this purchase, as a result, you will still have $10.45 US left per month, which is the equivalent of 1,045 gold. The next most important thing in this game for low spend infantry players is going to be the beast. Now, I'm giving you another disclaimer that the beast is the area that I am least knowledgeable of in this game. So I can't give you too much advice on this just because I am not the best in this department. With that being said, I would say that beast is very similar to armaments, in which case you do have to rank them up to power them up. So you have to promote them and eventually get them to tier 13. Ways that you can get beasts includes the event called Beast Search, as well as in Island Raid, where you can get the Corpse Bowl in Crystal Pangolin. The new Wasteland Challenge event also is an opportunity for you to get some beasts. In the Biochemical Beast store, you can also purchase elemental or physical beasts, although I have not seen them offer the physical gold beasts in the Biochemical store, only the elemental ones. The Raider Station, if you get the Raider Station Pass, which I do recommend that you get, and it's going to cost you $4.99 per month, can give you Volcano Rhino fragments, as well as a bunch of other random ones. For example, at the moment, they have the Ash Sabertooth and the Spore Deer. Now, this do cycle every week, so you can purchase different kind of beasts from this store on a weekly basis. If you do buy the Raider Station Pass, this will leave you with $5.46 worth of gold per month, or 546 gold. The last thing with the beasts is actually the Biohazard Frenzy event, where you can get chips for the beast, which is basically armaments for your beast. Now, in regards to what beast you should get, I do think that for low spend players, the Crystal Pangolin is a solid choice to get just because of budgetary reasons, as you are not going to be paying money to build up your beast. So the rest of the golden ones you're going to be getting very slowly, so you might as well focus your attention on the really good purple ones, such as the Crystal Pangolin and the Corpse Bowl. Once I have more knowledge when it comes to beasts, I will be providing more information on that, so just wait until my knowledge on beasts is up to date. The next most important thing is going to be your equipment. And this is mainly because it's very accessible for low spend players. You can get the carbon steel and the defensive fabric from the Antipede Hunt, as well as you can purchase them in the arena store for the carbon steel and defensive fabric as well. And if you raid some trucks, you can also get some materials needed to power up your equipment. Now, regarding which equipment you should power up first as an infantry main, I would say the backpack should go first, just because the backpack is evergreen, in which case it does make the attack strong for your infantry, your range, and your rider. The next best one would be the armor, as it increases infantry squad defense and squad capacity, followed by the dagger, which increases the infantry squad attack. The building's upgrade speed is actually not useful in this case. The next important one would be the gun, mainly for the training speed, followed by the helmet to increase your hospital capacity, and then the shoes for stamina recovery speed speed, and last but not least, the pants for research speed. I put the pants as last because when you are pushing for T6, I think you get enough research speed already from just the buff that your region gives you, as well as the buff that you get from PvP events, and most likely those are enough for you to push to T6 as fast as possible. But if you're really in a rush to get T6, you can get the pants over the shoes first. So it really is up to you at the end of the day. For refinement, you can get the nano coating, you can get the golden nano coating from the seasonal shop, but only if you've already maxed out the IE augmenter. And the priority for the refinement is going to be the backpack first to reduce death rate and to increase squad travel speed, followed by the armor, the dagger, the gun, the helmet, the shoes, and finally the pants. Next, we're gonna go with parts, which you can get from Bloody Brandy, which is an event, as well as under special promotion, where they do give you some free parts by completing daily missions and challenges. For the parts, the most important one, I would say, would be the canteen for the squad damage reduction, which in my opinion is one of the most important attributes in the game, as it makes your survivability for your heroes much better. This is followed by both the rope and the compass, which I put them at equal importance, so it's up to you which one you want to get first. You then want to get the leather sheet and the magazine pouch next for the infantry squad HP, as HP is one of the most important attributes in the game, followed by the walkie-talkie and the adamant blade for the infantry squad attack, which will be the next important one for infantry, as they have a lot of defensive attributes to begin with. And last but not least, there's the nano grip and the steel plate for infantry squad defense. Next, I'm going to quickly cover PvP events, and one of the things I want to mention is you want to make sure you have tons of farm accounts as a low spend player. I actually have a friend who's a whale and he has 10 farms going on per day. So if a whale player is taking the time to farm resources with 10 farms, there's no reason a low spend player should have no farms. So you should definitely have 2 to 5 farms, if not 10, because yes, you are buying stuff with money, which is great, but you're still not spending as much as a dolphin and a whale in this game that you can just buy resources. You still need to get resources to allow you to perform well in PvP events. Having a lot of resources will allow you to fight hard and get lots of war meets war points or equivalent to earn extra rewards in Archipelago Raid and Genesis War, as well as in the Island Raid store. So it's definitely important to join an alliance that has healing tools so you can keep healing your troops very fast, and with a ton of resources you can keep fighting indefinitely, allowing you to max all the quests in every event very easily and ranking higher in War Meets War or equivalent. Since you're going to be doing a lot of PvP, it's also a good idea for you to actually purchase the privileged subscription, which is going to cost $4.99 per month or 499 gold. If you make this purchase, you'll have 47 cents left or 47 gold. And again, the privileged subscription is really good for the purpose of PvP events, as they increase your 8 station daily recovery and your 8 station intake rate. Now, if your alliance gives you free gold or you're willing to spend an extra $20, I would say you definitely want to buy the growth fund, as it's one of the best ways for you to get lots of gems for cheap early on in the game, which will allow you to either push for VIP 13 much faster or for you to level up your battle center to 25 and get to T6 faster. The ultimate device is also a great place for you to spend that alliance gold, because for 75 US dollars or 7,500 gold, you can get tons of T3 blueprints. And the event called Black Market is also a very affordable place for you to get armaments, which I do recommend that you invest in with that extra alliance gold that you receive. It's also a good idea to make your big purchases during events such as Mystery Treasure, as if you spend between $20 to $40 or 2,000 to 4,000 gold during that event, will yield you bonus rewards. So you always want to stack getting rewards when you're making a purchase. So instead of just getting that item from that one purchase, you're going to get that one item plus some bonus items as well. I call this the multiplier effect, and this is how you want to approach this game, is always making a purchase when you are taking advantage of the multiplier effect. So that's about it for the low spend infantry player guide. In future videos, I will also be covering mid spend, dolphin, and whale, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.